Hello, good evening, guys, and welcome to our 9 p.m. session of ITPE 3 subject. So, our lesson for this evening is about adaptive user interface. Okay, so our objectives for this evening is number one, to discuss Windows operating system adaptive UI. Number two, value the importance of Windows operating system adaptive UI in desktop applications development. And number three, understand Windows operating system adaptive UI and its applications in applications development. So when you speak about adaptive UI, we refer to adaptive user interface. As you all know, UWP or the Universal Windows Platform application can run on many different devices, and each device has its own input, screen resolution, DPI density, and other unique characteristics. So in Windows 10, with the help of new universal controls, layout panels, and tooling, you can adapt your UI or your user interface easily to the devices your application may run on. So like for example, when your application is running either on desktop computer or a mobile device or on a tablet, you can tailor the UI or the user interface to take advantage of different screen resolution, screen sizes, and DPI density. So as you all know, tong sa ano natin bala guys, when you go to the user interface of the user interface of your Visual Studio 2022, actually you can resize the screens to whatever likeness or to whatever screen resolutions you wanted to ano. So the default is the home screen, so a laptop. But then you can change it to 5 inches Android device or other devices. So in Windows 10, you can easily target your UI or the user interface to multiple devices with the following features. So you can enhance your UI for different screen resolutions. And screen sizes by using universal controls and layout panels. So the universal controls and the layout panels are found in the lower or the upper portion of your screen. So kung ma-notice ninyo itong we're going to open later on Visual Studio 2022, on the upper left side of the screen, you can actually customize the screen displays depending on what kind of device are you targeting your applications. A second is the common input handling allows you to receive input through touchpad, a pen, a mouse, or a keyboard, or a controller such as the Microsoft Xbox controllers. Pero that's the initiative for Xbox controllers. We're not on that kind of level yet. We are on the beginner level. So as you all know, for the beginner level, we only utilize the touchpad, the mouse, and the keyboard. Now, with the help of the tools, number three, you can design your universal your in the user interface that can adapt to different screen resolutions. And number four, adapt scaling, adjust the resolution and DPI differences across devices. So DPI allows you to make changes to the screen resolution. The screen resolution is the how much output that your screen can cater to. So that's your screen resolution. So the default setting for Windows 10 sa setup na is 680 times 1920. So that's the default screen for the screen resolution. So as you all know, guys, pareho man yung resolution na ginatawag ninyo sa mga monitors ninyo, sa TV ninyo, sa balay ninyo. Like for example, if you're owning a flat screen TV, nga dako, hanganggod, so you can, the picture there, as you can see, the picture that is being displayed on your, for example, on your TV, television, ang ana nga dang dots per that's per ano ba na DPI na siya mo. So that per inch square na siya. So that kung matingkad ang color niya kag ang itsura sang graphics, it means nga higher DPI na siya kag higher resolution. So DPI can depict into graphics like context. Maano niyo siya ma-infer. So ma-refer niyo siya sa DPI. Pero ang scaling sa resolution nga ginatawag is the how much the display can cater, or the output for display is being catered on your screen. So in Windows 10, you can easily arrange, resize, and position applications in any way you want. So it also gives some sort of flexibility to the user to use your application the way they want. And in Windows 10, there are various ways to implement responsive techniques in your UWP application. So it looks great no matter what is the screen or the window sizes. So that's the thing about adaptive user interface, or what you call your adaptive, your adaptive UI. Okay, so next naman will be your Visual State Manager. And the display there on your screens are examples of your displays and how it is being used. So you're in Windows 10, assuming guys that you're not yet adopted Windows 11, no? The Visual State Manager has two new mechanisms with the help of which you can implement the responsive design in UWP applications. So the new Visual State, the so-called state triggers allows the developer to check certain conditions like the Windows height or the Windows width, the height and the width. So those are the things that you need to consider for Visual State. Now, it sets the API or the application per inch square, define visual states in response to those certain conditions. So the example there for the Visual State Manager on your module are the example. So there. We will have a demonstration later on for this, okay? So the next slide is the relative panel. So what does your relative panel do? And as you can see there, you have your the screen sizes for what the things that you wanted to do on the screen. So it also depicts there the position of your certain context, like objects, like for example labels and text boxes. And first and foremost, you can see there the color and the palettes for the color codes nga you wanted to do, plus the XML code for your alignments or relative panel. So the example for relative panel is that this can be used to lay out the user interface elements by expressing spatial relationship between elements. When we speak about spatial, it's not special, okay? Spatial is spelled SPATIAL. So spatial is the distance between objects. So the distance between objects determine the view context for the element, and which can actually ano ganit tawag, it can directly proportionally affect the context of the text boxes and the graphic itself. So ang distances, these are important things that is one aspect of the design for the user interface. Tandaan nyo guys. So kung makita ninyo, lain ang sizes nga makita sa inyong devices such as your cell phones compared to the things that you can see on your computer screen or on your laptop screen. So for the relative panel, this refers to the distances or to the ang igotlan na bala ka graphics kag ang text boxes. So depende ta na kaninyo no. Aton guys, sa exercises naton, why ka mo customize ka mga layout. What I mean about layout is ang itsura kay inyong form, not yet, no? Not yet. Pero when we do our final project, so I think you can appreciate the the development starting from ground up, meaning start from the design, then code. Aton tanabi code, then kita nyo design. So ang approach naton tulad sa mga exercises naton sa activity. So So from code going to the graphics. Pero actually ang reverse engineering kada tawag guys, meaning ginuna naton ang ang ano niya anay antes ang coding. So the real thing is so actually what they're going to teach you on whenever you are going to employ on a software company is the design first, then the code. Kay there are softwares actually, not necessarily Visual Studio, no? Pero nga drag and drop na ginatawag. So I think almost or most of the trend nowadays is going to that direction. Meaning, hindi ka mo doon magpabudlay ka code. Sorry, don't drag and drop the tanan. All you have to do is to be creative with the UI or that's why nami daya ng topic natin nga daya tulad. It's because this will enable you to make or scrutinize the things that you wanted to put up on a design. So, kung ano yung itsura kadang user interface, so mainly amo da. But take note that if you're a developer or if you are the programmer or the coder or whatever, nga you are doing something for other people, what you're going to do first, guys, is to research the things that they wanted to you to do. Then afterwards, feedback, trial and error. So that kind of system is that kind of process is called your agile process. Okay, so I think agile process is different from waterfall method and the SDLC, wherein I think ang waterfall kay SDLC nga method is more akin to if you're going to make a database system. So, but if you're going to have a different set of projects, I think you can, most of the time, you can finish your work if you're going to use agile method. But so much more with that, guys, no? Kahit may subject matin yung lain nga para dayan. You have a subject for project management, you have a subject for the other one, ang SAD, Systems Analysis and Design, which utilizes your initiative to design the output, no, the user interface. But then again, our topics now ang this evening is about design 2 and how to do it. So relative panel is one, computing for the design, ang mga igutlan ng mga moda. So kung may diid ka mga klase katawo, I think ma-appreciate na daya nga ano na topic. So we'll have an example later on. So you can choose adaptive UI or the other one that we're going to have the demo after our lecture. Okay. So the next slide is your activity number 9, and it's called your Adopt UI App 119. So what you're going to do is about to create your UI application using Visual Studio, and you are going to refer to the demo naton Borbay. Okay? Sige. So the code of the day, so please take note of the code of the day because this will be activated after the lecture or after our session for this evening. No more activation for code of the day during Fridays. Because Friday is our coding time, our developing time, our final exam time. So that means you are going to answer code of the day later on from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. only. Okay? So the question is, what do you call an interface which can adjust to different aspect ratio? It's not ratio, it's ratio. YN. Aspect ratio of user interface. Lipatan lang yan, guys. Okay, so the answer is our topic for this evening. So, ad astra per sapientia, it means to the stars through knowledge. Okay, so thank you for attending our lecture for this evening, guys. Let's go to the demo, okay? So, let me first share my screen. Oh, duro-do ka mo ba? Okay, bot ako this is city. Do ka mo kabilog. Okay, nagamay-gamay pa lang. Okay. So let me share my screen. I hope that you can see my screen so that we can actually... Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is to activate Visual Studio. Okay, so by the way, guys, I have to wait. So ICT 140. Wait lang. Oh. Okay ko di mabutang akon nga taramda, no? Wait lang. Hala, wala ko siya makopy. ICT 410. Oh no. Sige lang. Uh, wait lang. Ada. Reference. Because we need the reference for the... Okay, so this is your Visual Studio, guys, ha? So let me open anay ang reference naton, ha? So that we can... I will just put the reference here. Then... this one is for our code, abi mo. So we are now on adaptive code. Okay, so this one. Adaptive code. Adaptive code, good man. No. What is our topic for this evening, kanya? Adaptive UI. Okay, so we are now on adaptive UI. Okay. Okay, let us copy the first thing that we're going to is to do is adapt UWP adaptive UI. Okay. So we're going to click create new project. Then we are going to select the blank app for Universal Windows and then next. Okay, so our project name is again that will be UWP adaptive UI. UWP adaptive UI. So let me check first the spelling. Okay. So then create. Yeah, okay. Okay. So what we're going to do is to close this and then close this one. Okay, so you're going to double click. Our trial will expire doon yung trial nato, no? Sige lang. Double click natin siya ang main page. Now for the main page, we are going to load the main page. Okay, so ang sa adaptive UI natin, guys, nga naga-select ka different screens or different output devices. So this one, kadto lang kamo sa anang then you can select any sizes of the screens. So you can select there depende, a 5 inches phone, 6 inches phone, the tablet, desktop, and then what we're going to do right now is the Surface Book. Surface Book is ang sa laptop ninyo nga standard nga size ka inyong screen. So amo na siya. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is to change the main page code. You have to select all and then delete, then right click and then paste the things that we copied. So make sure nga wala siya Okay. Okay, so after which, right click nyo lang, guys, and then go to view code. Okay, so then copy the next, copy this one. Ang sa page. Okay, so main page lang gali siya, guys. I think wala siya sang main page lang kita, wala na gali. So I think sa main page lang gid kita kadaya yung So you're not going to manipulate the gali. You're going to the CS. So sa main page, and then let's see if magana siya. So wala na gali, guys. You don't need to go to the view source. Okay. So I think it's working, no? So this is our adaptive UI exercise. Okay, so this one. Okay, so the same thing sa module ninyo. What happens is ang i-display niya will be this one, sa text blocks. Then actually you can resize the Windows 10 tutorial text blocks if you want to. So that is adaptive UI. So this one. Okay. Okay, so ma-display niya diyan. Okay, so the next thing, that will be your adaptive UI. So let us close the and then the other one, I think you must ma-appreciate ninyo ang relative panel naton nga exercise. So what we're going to do again is to double click the Visual Studio and then create new project. So this one, Visual State Manager, no? So adaptive UI. This one is the relative panel. Now for the relative panel, okay, so rectangles that you can see there, you can just change the output later on, the code, para ma-change yung output niya ng this one. So the name for the activity is UWP Adaptive UI Gapon. So UWP Adaptive UI. So this will be ang sa main code naton. So duha ka bilog adaptive UI naton nga activity. I think UWP, pero relative panel na ni guys ha, ang ikaduwa naton nga activity. So UWP Adaptive UI. So this one is, wait. Yes, the same. UWP Adaptive UI. So you can just change the kagina nga nga activity. You don't need to create another one, guys. What we're going to do is to search for the template na lang siguro, no? So UWP, then adaptive UI. Okay, wala. But anyway, sige. Try natin siguro mag-open kabag no. I-edit lang natin ang first kagina. Actually, ma-appear man ang okay, so this one. I think this one. Okay, so then click this. And then you will be directed directly to the adaptive UI. Ang kagina bala. Pero, none. Okay. Pero, what you're going to do is to change the output for this one. Ang kagina. Okay, so what we're going to do is the same lang nga nga daan. Change yun lang siya ang content niya. And right-click lang, then paste. Na. And then run. Okay, then produce a screenshot, guys. So this will be your activity. Na. So this one, I think, as I've said, I think mas ma-appreciate nyo ang daya, no? Kaysa ang first ng example natin. So i-close ko siya, and then if you want to change the code, you first analyze the code, no? So you can see there, you can change the colors if you want. Yellow, okay. So mag-click ko din, ang gina-highlight niya will be ang yellow. If I'm going to click this one, and this will be the green, so it's rectangle. You can change this, actually. So instead of rectangle, you can select other shapes. Just search for the shapes that you want to put there. So the same thing with the blue and the gray kabilugan, and the red. So you can actually change the height and the weight so that you can change this one, the rectangle. So instead nga horizontal, abi mo pa vertical, abi mo to na. Or change the sizes of the squares for red and the blue. So you can do so. So it's here. So you can see the minimum height and the fill. Kung ang minimum width niya. The same thing with this one. Ang sa green, kag ang sa yellow. So I think you can adjust it. Okay. So I think that is all for this evening, guys. I hope that you learned something. Do you have any questions before we end our session for this evening? I hope for about 30 minutes you listened and actually learned something. So the code are provided there, and on your modules. At the same time, you can get it from tutorials point. So it's better, no? If you than the other one, the other examples. Okay, so what are other concerns that you will have, guys? Do you have any other concerns? Or do you have any other questions? Tomorrow. I cannot promise you to have a lecture tomorrow because it's Tuesday and I'm volunteering, guys, for the vaccination. I'm volunteering as an encoder, no. So gapang encode kami ka mga nagpa-vaccinate yung mga data nanda para ipasa sa DICT para sa VaxCert. So I think if you reminder, if you have not yet vaccinated, you can join the vaccination. It's open from morning until the wee hours of the afternoon. I think sa edad ninyo, guro, pwede na kamo. And then if you have vaccinated already for 2 times, first dose and second dose, I think you can avail of the Vax certificate. So you just go to vaxcert.ph and then you can download your Vax certificate. So instead of the Vax card, ang tanakada, you can download it in PDF and actually put it in your phone. And instead of the Vax cert, the card, amo na ipakita nyo, may QR code na siya. And then sa mga mall guro kag nga may mga barcode scanner kag so you can scan lang da kag automatically you'll be So just go to vaxcert.ph and then fill out your data, your first dose, second dose, the dates, and then you can download your VaxCert for certificate. So please vaccinate yourself so that you can have a face-to-face class na if not this December, maybe next year, January or Feb. So please do so, okay? Para pwede ka mo dun kapiskulahan. Okay, so that's it for this evening, guys. I hope that you learned something. And see you na lang, guys. If ever nga hindi tomorrow, maybe if siguro I can have the class na lang siguro mga 6:30, something like nga pareho kadaya sa Roman. So kung okay lang kaninyo na gari kung napon di ko ka siguro sa 2 PM. So ipaisol ko lang siguro mga 6:30 para makapangalasi kita. And then the second session for research will be on Wednesday. And then sa Friday, guys, maka-code na kita. So kabay pangaway lang kwantunan sa Friday para hindi naman ma-postpone niya natin. So I'm just preparing the materials also. And I know that you're excited already. Don't worry, guys. It's far-fetched from final exams. So marayo pa. So I think exam ninyo will be on January or Feb pa. So marayo pa. So just don't worry, Anay. We still have the whole of December and 2 weeks of January to do your final exam na. So and then you can just also watch the video if you cannot watch but it's much better. It's recommended if you watch the demo so that pwede nyo sabayan la demo and then obra. So sige. Thank you so much for attending, guys. Shout out to everyone. Nakibot ako gid 17 kabilog this evening, no. So kagina daw pira pa lang sa nakabilog. Okay, so don't forget the code of the day. Again, the code of the day says what do you call an interface which can adjust to different aspect ratio of user interface? Okay, so thank you, guys, and good evening, Ged. I will just activate the code of the day right now so that hindi ko malipatan. And then you can answer it until 10 p.m. Okay, so sige, guys, bye-bye and God bless sa tanan.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Randel. Thank you. Thank you, good guys.